Hello everybody, Thorgal here and welcome back to another episode of Quantus here on the ftog server. Last time we made the path all the way to up here. You can see the Tories down there. We're very busy finally connecting our new base location over here. That's where the main base is going to be down to spawn. And today, as promised, we are going to work on the gold farm. We're going to get it started and see how far we can take it. I know the build I want to make. Go more into details here once we are at the location we're gonna put this. And earlier I did a little bit of planning on where I want our palace to be, and I want it to be facing this way. I think that makes sense because we're coming from down there. We're gonna come up the path here so we can have our gardens and so on, our waterfall. So the middle of the palace is going to be right here, and I kind of wanted to make sure that I have the same amount of distance in this hole on both sides. Over here, you guys see I'm gonna need to shave down to about here, and over there to where I just cut into the rock. And I just used alabaster and red stained clay to kind of give me a little bit of measurements here. This again is the middle, and then it's 15 in each direction, so this is gonna be a 31. I wanted to make sure it's an odd number and not even, because, well, I know that for big doors and so on, it's probably better to have an even number, so you can do by 2x2s or something. But our door here is going to be so big that it can still be odd numbered, and it's just, I like it better. So, I think we're just going to get started now, and that is, I want to be, when you walk into the palace, I'm gonna say the entrance is probably somewhere here, because I do want the roofing to be coming out a little bit. I don't want it to be all underneath here. So let's say you come in here, and then let's say this is the first block. That's 5. That's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then just back here, we're probably gonna come up a few steps. Here's my thinking, okay? As soon as you come into the palace, I want the nether portal that goes to the gold farm to be pretty much right there, okay? So I think we're just gonna build it right here now. This is gonna be the center of this nether portal, so let me just clear up a little bit of room here real quick. Now, guys, I spent probably half an hour watching videos on how to get on top of the bedrock in 110, because I heard there's so many things that changed and yada yada, and I could not find any videos that were really good besides screaming and squeaking, and it was really frustrating that there's no good video. And then other videos I saw, they just didn't feel right. Okay, so I went into single player in a creative world and just tried it out myself, and I don't see any reason why it shouldn't work here. It is so simple. I don't know why, if people are overthinking this or what's happening. I don't know. Okay, so let's say you come here. I did say I wanted to be step. I kind of want to just have the nether portal in place where it's gonna be, guys. So we're just gonna build a nice big nether portal here now. And of course, then once we're on the other side, it's going to be torn down again. So let's go ahead and go to the nether and see where this brings us. Oh, I forgot. Gotta break this again. I'll show you why. Okay, I'm going to stand right here on this block and now take down the coordinates right there. I'm gonna take a screenshot right there, and I'm also want to know that I know I'm facing east. You guys see the line underneath the chunk facing east. That's just something I want to keep remembering, so when I rebuild another portal on top of the bedrock, I can put it into the exact same location I need it to be. Alright, so let's go in and see where this gets us. I'm pretty sure we're gonna be somewhere in the nether hub. Wouldn't it be funny if it just places us on top of the nether? Yeah, that's wishful thinking. So here we go. Here's the nether hub that Nemsen made. Did it create this portal? Because there's no sign on there. I hope that this is not somebody else's. I find it very hard to believe that it would make a new one. Yeah, no, it wouldn't, because it wouldn't put it in the ground. No way. Somebody did this one. Okay, so now I'm gonna have to find a way to go on top of the bedrock. Now Nemsen already made a really cool entrance that I am going to have to figure out where he put it. He said that he made a hole in the bedrock. I actually saw the video, sorry. I know that he made a hole in the bedrock, and he also gave me the coordinates of where you can go up. What's the ladder for over here? It looks like a ladder, at least. Yes. What do we have here? The bedrock gap. There we go. Oh wow, how did he make it a 3x3? Very cool. Wait, beacons? Energists? What's going on here? Nemsen, how you doing, Nemsen? Let's check out what's going on over here. I did not know there was a beacon up here. I'm guessing it's probably, let's see what it gives us here, haste. Okay, so he just put this here so he can dig faster, I'm guessing. Okay, so now let's figure out real quick, just top of my head, where this nether portal would be. Alright, let's turn off these two. I'm just gonna add a new waypoint now with the coordinates we need to go to. And that is Gold Farm. And we're gonna make that yellow, and that needs to be at X26, Z doesn't matter, and Y151. But actually Z does matter. What am I talking about? The Z needs to be a 2. Hey, I don't know, XYZ, that's what I'm used to, you know, so it's kind of funny when they turn it around on you. So yeah, 26 and 2. Whoops. So right here is where it should be, the nether portal. And now important is, yeah, I am facing east. Wait, why does it show the word Gold Farm? Oh, because on the minimap. Okay, so let's just try this out. If we can link it up. I did hear some rumors that apparently you cannot link nether portals on top of the bedrock anymore in 1.10.2, but again, I saw a lot of misinformation today on the YouTubes. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's just see if we can get lucky. And make sure that you put torches up here so you don't have any gas spawn. I don't think the gas can actually spawn up there, but maybe pigmen or something. Well, it doesn't work. We would have to put some half slabs. So, let's see where this one gets us. How about that? Let's just test it out. Now, it is linked up perfectly with our nether portal in the palace. And that is where we are. That is what I wanted. So now let's see if this one takes us back on top of the nether portal. Yeah, on top of the nether. No, it doesn't. So apparently that does not work anymore, even though it's right here. So it is separated from those. We cannot get here. Alright guys, right now it's just the principle, because it bugs me. I read up on the internet that this is supposed to still work. And the reason why it linked up is that it prioritizes, I guess, nether portals underneath the bedrock before the ones on top of the bedrock. And because we were so close to other people's, when you only count the X and the Z, it linked up. So I moved the nether portal in the nether 9 blocks further east. That was away from the other nether portals that are all bunched together, right? And you guys see over here is that clay, that stained clay strip that we use for measuring. So the portal was about here, right? And because of these 9 blocks, it moved about 80 blocks or something this way over here. And this is the coordinate right there. So I'm through the mountain now. Is this gonna be, if it works, the right spot? I don't know. But I really just want to be able to find out if this works or not. So let's try it another time. The other one is already lit. And if we come out underneath the bedrock again. Yeah, there is just no way that I can link this portal up to above bedrock. So I'm gonna have to link it to here. And then, guys, I think I'm going to use the egg method. That I have the egg in the tavern. And I'm gonna break through the bedrock somewhere right here. So you come out of my portal and you can just walk up the stairs and you're gonna be right in front of the gold farm. Something like that. So, and because this is quite a long process, breaking through the bedrock with this egg, I'm gonna have to set up some things, and I do want to show it once. Even though Nemson already showed it in his video, you should definitely watch this video on it. He explains it very well, and he also shows a couple of trial and error. You know, it's not gonna work on the first attempt for me. So I'll be back once I have this egg stuff set up and I explain it to you how it works real quick, and then we'll see if we can break through the bedrock. Okay, so I got everything together. I got the dragon egg, and I was looking up on how to do that, and it's actually much easier than I thought it would be. All you need is a piston, and on top of this piston, hopefully I can do this without messing this up from the start. So right above here, if I right click, so how do I, there we go, I placed it right above this piston. I clicked on the front part here, and you guys see right here is the end, the end, the nether portal, and we're facing east, and I was building some stairs and kind of get an idea on how big I want it, and I need to start from at least here. From right there, the stairs are gonna go down, and then I'm gonna see how far back I need to go, and I want it to be 3 wide, so I'm gonna have to repeat this process quite often, but I want to show you guys once. So how this works is it works with render chunk unloading, lazy chunks, yada yada. Okay, how that works is that when we have a render distance of, I actually don't know, I didn't even check in the server config, it's either 10 or 12 chunks. Okay, and I'm going to turn off these 2 beams here real quick because they're gonna make it easier for me to possibly see the egg disappearing on my screen. Okay, I'm gonna put torches here just so maybe that helps me out as well. So I'm gonna run down there and then trigger a redstone signal that inverts this one and it retracts the piston. And apparently when you're just outside of render distance, these turn into the lazy chunks. Here, let's check here real quick the chunks. All right, let's turn this on. So this chunk here needs to be unloaded, and so it turns into a lazy chunk, and then apparently when the egg falls down, it actually breaks this bedrock there. Okay, so we're gonna try that now. I'm gonna go with 12 chunks. So let's go here. So that's 1. Oh yeah, and by the way, over here I just always laid 15 redstone, a repeater. A repeater, of course, is facing that way. 15 redstone, repeater, and so on and so on. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, I'm in the 11th now, and I can still see those 2 torches, barely. I don't know if you guys can see that. And now we're going into 12. I think they're still there. So now the next one should be the one in unloads. Yeah, that looks like I saw a big difference over there. The problem is my lever is all the way back there. I don't actually want to go any further because I want to make sure that this is going to work. So we're just going to break the redstone here and now try it. Give this a second for the redstone to go down there. And then break this torch again, and I'm just gonna place it here just so I remember where I went in this attempt. Let me just add some. Alright, so now I'm gonna run back there, or I'm gonna end the pro back there, and we'll see if this worked. So there's the... I don't see an egg anymore. Okay, so that egg is gone. And it worked. There's our hole. So that's how it works now. Now comes the fun part, guys. I actually have not figured out how I'm going to get the egg back yet. And that is what worries me a little bit. So usually when you touch the egg, there is netherrack underneath it. So let me check here. Can I? Okay, right there. If I break this one, the egg's gonna fall down again. Should we try that? Okay. Whoa, don't fall in there. So there's another bedrock down there. So how am I gonna get this now? If I break this one and that one. Okay, I might be able to get this with the piston trick. See, because that's gonna be the tricksy part here. Well, I can just jump down there. It doesn't really matter because I can get out. But how am I gonna get this piston down there? See, that's my problem. That if I touch this now, it's gonna teleport somewhere. You know what? Let's try that. Maybe I'm overthinking this. Oh boy. Okay. So I need to. I want to show you guys this on camera in case I made a big boo-boo. I'm probably gonna have to look for this dragon egg now. Down here, it goes to the first empty pocket, I think in a 15 block radius or something. So I'm hoping it is down here somewhere. There it is. Yes! Ooh, that scared me, guys. I was so worried about losing the egg. But now you guys get the gist of how to do this. And the easiest way to do that is just put a piston here. And then power this piston and the egg. Okay, it did pop out. Wow, that scared me again. And I got the egg back. So now you guys know how to do that. And I'm just going to have to repeat that probably 30 times or something. But very soon here, what I'm probably going to try doing... Now, I'm just going to take it down layer by layer. So you guys see, this is our portal, and this is how I want to go up here. And back there was the first one, right above... Oh, lots of nitro creepers. I'm out of here. Anyways, guys, it's going to take me quite some time, but then I'll show you when I'm done. So this was closer to about 50 bedrock, and it took me, I think, about an hour and a half, hour and 40 minutes. I watched a couple YouTube videos of the fellow ftog'ians, and... I just did it, get kind of remote controlled, and just ran back and forth. And after that first one, guys, because we had, you know, one hole here, you know, whatever it was right there in the middle. Once I did the second one, I didn't have to run down anymore to pick up the egg, because I was able to always place the piston right there, and then I was able to push the egg and it just popped out, right? So that worked out really nice. Let me get my torches back. And I stuck with the red sandstone for now. I'm not exactly sure how I want to dress this up, but I just didn't want anything Nitro Creeper related to be able to walk in. And I even closed it off on this portal side and put a sign there saying coming soon. So I don't want anybody snooping around here. So I'm happy I spent the time to do this. It's, I think, the best compromise. I really wanted to have the nether portal up there from my base directly to there, but I can't do it. Alright. So, I made this big pillar here that I'm going to crawl up on now, and then I'll see you on the top. Alright, you guys see, standing on this solid block right here, I'm at Y253. So I can go 3 blocks higher, 1, 2, 3, and I'm now at 256. If I place another one, it doesn't let me. It says I'm at the build height, and I went down 3 blocks. I'm going to leave this glowstone here because that's going to mark our center. This pillar right there is our center. Did you guys notice that when I got up there, everything turned really red? Or was that... No, it's always red. I just imagined that. Okay, so let's get these two back. I love this bag right here, set to mode pickup, guys, with shift right. Because working up in the air here now, I'm not going to have to worry about things dropping down. If I break something, it comes into my bag. And if you can, guys, just make sure you get yourself some slime boots when you work here. Because I am going to fall down. There's no doubt in my mind. Dozens of times I'm going to fall down. And so that's just going to save me a lot. So, now, why did I come back down 3? My thinking here is that I have 2 full air spaces here, okay, above this block. In case I need to build something on top of this roof. You know, if I ever need to run some redstone or something, if I put it actually at build height, I'm limiting myself. So I want to make sure that I have the possibility to still build something up here that is at least 2 high. Usually don't need more for redstone, so that should be good enough. Alright, so first thing we're going to need to do is kind of, why do I start from the top down? And that is because of ghasts, guys. I want to make sure that I cannot have any ghasts spawn during this entire time, because they can ruin your day. And I'm gonna figure out now how big I want these donuts to be. I'm gonna think probably like 15 to 20 blocks from the center. And then the donut itself is gonna be, I don't know, somewhere between 10 and 20 wide. I kind of just want to get a feel for that, on how far I want to go. I wanted to mention that this gold farm is going to be based on Snow Crash's proven design. I think he is pretty much the most and well-known gold farm tutorial maker on YouTube. I think even Etho used his design in his single-player series, but of course, you know, changed a couple things and tweaked it and so on. And we're gonna do the same thing. So the principle itself is based on Snow Crash's gold farm. He has many different versions that he keeps updating throughout the different Minecraft versions. And of course, because next weekend from now we're advancing to the 3rd era, we're gonna have a lot of cool things that we can update our gold farm with and so on. But so, let's get talking about numbers. From the center block here, I went 20 out. So these side blocks right there is 21. And then that, including all the way out, is 17 more. So if you would count this, excluding the glowstone, so this is the first one, to here is 20, and then from here to there is 17. Okay, and now I'm going to build a donut from these two, the inner circle and then the outer circle, and then I can use the builder's wand to actually connect these two. Okay, well, I don't think that I'm gonna show too much of this or anything on camera, because, well, it is super exciting watching me place these blocks right here. So I think I'm gonna cut back when I have this roof here all connected and it's done. You guys were probably wondering what's going on. Why is he blowing up the side of a mountain now? But I have finished all the donuts on the gold farm. It took me a very long time, guys. Spread across 2 days. And I am in the process of getting everything over and together when it comes to the redstone, to the slime. And I also needed a bunch of ice for this project. So instead of just going out and hunting it down in random places, little ponds and so on, I decided I'm coming over here. I'm very close to Toddy's new base that's over here. I mean, it's not really close. I'm far enough away, and if he ever wants to use this mountaintop for something, of course I will move the ice farm away. But the southern station, I think, is right down here, the southern railroad station. So once I'm done with the gold farm, I'm gonna hook this up here with a rail somehow. So it's actually easy to get here, because you got to do a lot of slingshotting with your slime sling and so on to get up here. But I just wanted to show this off real quick. It's a very simple ice farm. There's hundreds of tutorials out there on how to make these. But how it pretty much works is ice in an extreme hills biome above, I think, Y120 or something like that, water will freeze if it has sky access, and a solid block next to it. Okay? So I just made this. I think the inside here is 11 by 11, and you guys see underneath here there is spruce wood planks, because if you use a pickaxe and you use like stone or something underneath it, a lot of times you break that while you're breaking the ice. So I just wanted to make sure there's nothing underneath here. I have not broken the sides yet, It just hasn't happened. So, but in case that would ever happen, I would change the sides to wood as well. And you can also make this a lot cheaper, guys. You don't need to have the pistons over here. But I wanted to explain real quick, why is there pistons? And why are they all sticky? Because that's the ones I made. I think eventually... Now, I'm not going to come over here and change them out. I really don't care. Let them be sticky. It doesn't matter. We have endless slime balls. It's not really a problem. But I was initially going to put these pistons one lower and then have a block push up here. But I made a boo-boo. So it just turned out this way. Here's the redstone for it. And all there is the source blocks back here. All the water source blocks, okay? And the water source you want to have underneath a solid block, so that can never freeze back here, right? But why do you use pistons at all? You don't need the pistons here. You can just have water over here underneath a block, so when you break the ice, it can flow out again. Well, as I mentioned a minute ago, ice will only form if it has a solid block next to it. And these pistons count as solid blocks. So if you don't have these over here and there's just water directly, the water will only freeze on this side and this side. And then it takes, you know, twice as long to fill this. With the pistons, the water can also start freezing over there and over here. So that's the whole idea behind it, why there is pistons. And then you just come in here with your Silk Touch pick. Let's just clear this out real quick. I've already done it a few times. And this is the last time I am going to do it, because then I think I have plenty of ice. I have 5 stacks already. And I think this one gets you about... stack and a half or stack... stack and a half or 2 stacks. I don't know exactly. 11 by 11, that's how many you get. So there we go. Now we have... yeah, I think it gives you about 2 stacks. And that is enough. And then all you come over here, open this, and you see all the water forming again. And now we're going to leave this for a second, and we're probably going to see something freezing right away over here. It doesn't take too long. When you go AFK for about 10 minutes, 90% are frozen. Okay? There we go. You see, there's a solid block over here. It will freeze. And now this counts as solid block, so the next one this way can also freeze and so on. Over here, nothing will freeze because the pistons are retracted right now. But if I extend them, you see instantly. You saw them freeze over here and there. And that is the reason for these pistons over here, just in case you were wondering. So that's how it works. And I'm going to go... oh, yeah, and then I just made it so it's not accessible by mobs. So you can be AFK through the night. You don't need to worry about stuff. It's all lower half slabs. And the platform over here I left without half slabs. So you can sleep here, for example, if you want to. And these 2 torches are far enough so they don't do anything. And there's just a simple ladder entrance, and that is it. That's what it looks like so far. It took me well over 2 days to build this, guys. On and off, of course, because I also ran out of smooth stone twice. I needed to get more. I badly underestimated how much stone I'm going to need for this. And especially because the bottom donut ring here is actually too thick. I've built gold farms in the past, and when you have the glowstone in the floor... when you're up here, you cannot see that the glowstone is not really symmetrical, okay? There's no way to really make this symmetrical all over without wasting a bunch of glowstone. So I started with 3 air spaces and built this floor, the bottom one first, and then built the actual copy of all the other 3 donuts up here on top of it. So from the bottom, when you look up, it looks nicer, I think, than just having all this random glowstone everywhere. And I am getting ready to do my first test. I'm going to show you guys up here how I did that and what it's for. And I wanted to mention real quick that even though I'm going overall by Snow Crash's gold farm design because it's proven and it works well, I'm doing a lot of things, you know, my own way. Because I don't really want to copy it, you know, one by one. Just do the tutorial because that's boring. It's easy. To just copy, right? But for example, the drop chutes over here are a little bit different. I have good experience with the way I set them up. And then of course the redstone and so on, we're gonna do our own. We're gonna use the idea with the slime catapults to get the XP up there because it's very dependable. I think that's the word. Yeah, it works great. Instead of having piston elevators there, especially in a multiplayer server, they can cause problems with stuff just getting stuck and accumulating, and then it's a pain in the butt. Anyway, so from the bottom here, okay, This last block right here, don't forget this is too thick, okay? I went down 24 air spaces. And so this double half slab right here, that's a full block, that's why you see the torch on top of it, is the 25th block from the bottom of this. So 24 air spaces and then that. What that means is if they drop from the bottom one right here, it's going to be a drop of 25 blocks. Now 23 is supposed to get them down to half a heart, 24 kill them, and I added one for safe measure, okay? Because I don't like at times that, you know, you do something like this and then a few of them survive for silly reasons. So what we're going to do now is come up here, and I'm going to do the first test here in a second. I want to make sure that all the ones that fall down in this chute right here are actually going to... Oh, I'm stuck in this glass. There we go. Good. That happens with the builder's one for some reason. So let's just do these over here by hand. And I want this to be looking good, so we're going to put another half slab in here. I don't want to have these gaps. Now, how am I going to get out of here? Oh, did I get those two carpets? I only got one. Ah, well, we're going to lose one. That is fine. And, right, there's another one right there. Okay, so now we put this one back. And put a carpet, and then another carpet on top. Apparently I did have both. Cool. So check it out. All I did is add 3 trapdoors. Make sure they're sitting against this side of the drop shaft. Because if you put them on this side, so opposite from there, zombie pigmen can stand on it. They run in here so fast that sometimes they stand over here and then they just stand there because they're trying to get to you. And I put carpet on top of carpet. You cannot just hover a carpet like this, so that's why the other one is below it. And mobs in Minecraft do not see carpet. So they think when I aggro them, they can just run through here and get me in the middle. But they get stuck on the carpet and fall down. So that is the whole idea. And it's the same in every single layer. You guys see that? So all the way up to the top. So I think I have them already. None of them should be able to get to me. But I found one straggler that is... I don't understand where he came from. Let's see if we can find him. He might have just despawned because... I was outside of 32 block for a while. Well, I don't see him anywhere, but one of them was on one of these spokes. And I don't understand how he got there. It makes no sense to me. But anyway, so where's the one that we want to test? This one right here. And, alright, they're not really spawning, but I know that... I think, yeah, Asgard is in the nether right now, guys. So we're probably at the mob cap. This farm works best if nobody but the person in this farm is in the nether, okay? That's something you want to keep in mind. So let's go ahead and get my bow out. None of these guys should be able to get to me, okay? Hopefully I will not die. So where's my drop shaft? Right here. So go ahead and let's see. Hello? What? There we go. Oh my god, this is laggy. These are the ones that we care about. Oh boy. I think that, there we go. Now it's coming. So they're all dying down there. That is what I wanted to see. And the other ones, of course, all of these guys here are falling down to the bedrock right now, which is fine. I don't care. But it's working. The shaft is working. And check it out. They're spawning and they're staying aggroed. Ah, these guys... Oh, they are aggroed. That is what you want to get in a farm like this. So you only need to aggro one of them. And then after a while... Let's see if this guy's gonna get aggroed. They're getting aggroed. They're getting... Check it out. It keeps going. And I am not sure... Oh yeah, we're only at 12 TPS. But I think that somebody is exploring in the mining world right now. I think Asgard asked if we know where a mushroom biome is. So, well actually he was just in the nether. I don't know where he's at. He might be going through the nether to go to that one. But something is going on. That's why they are stuttering and so on. But the farm itself works. And I am going to get out of range now so these guys stop being mad at me. And I also wanted to point out, check it out, I started making a little slime farm down here. Because I'm gonna need a lot of slime blocks. This over there, we should probably carpet off here. Oh my god. Oh, we made a mess. But that's fine. We're not gonna test too often. But let me see. I should have enough room to pick up all this gobbledygook. So cool. So now I'm gonna replicate this drop shaft over here to all 4 sides. And then it's actually time to start setting up redstone and so on. So guys, I set up 3 of these sides already that are going to fire the items out, and now the last one here we're gonna set up together so you can see how I've been doing it. And I wanted to show you first what is going to happen. So I think that's gonna make it easier to follow along. So by default this ice up here is extended so the items don't explode out, and you see here every 10 seconds the ice is gonna get retracted. Then we're gonna shoot out the XP balls with that slime right there, and then the ice goes back up. And on top of the slime blocks, we're also moving 3 of the bricks right here. The reason being is that when this extends and mobs fall down at that moment, they wouldn't take any damage from the slime blocks, right? But we're just pushing these out with it, and that way if they come down, they die. Now, in order to do that, I lowered these here. Overall, we had 24 air blocks, and then the 25th one was where the hoppers were, right? But I moved it down. I extended all 3 of them by 3 blocks. So now, if they would fall on top of this, it would actually be 26, 27, and this is the 28th block now, okay? Just to make sure that when they fall on top of that stone brick, they do actually die for that short time that it gets extended. And over here, I'm just stopping the ice channel 3 short of the center because I'm not sure yet how we're gonna do that. Oops, I'm going to the wrong one. I need the empty one. Okay, so we're gonna set this up here real quick. So, number 1, right here, we're gonna have to take out some glass. And we are going to have to put 3 more ice. Like that. By the way, make sure you use ice, not compact ice. I think that's what it's called. Because compact ice lets mobs spawn. Regular ice doesn't. Okay, that's really important. So, and then now underneath of this, we are going to need... oops, I don't need these yet. My bad. Okay, let's start over here first because this always helps me get around a little bit easier. Right here is going to be our redstone logic, and then we're coming up front, and we're coming over to the back right here. And I'm gonna step up one more time, and one more time. Like that. It's just a way for me to run the redstone up here in just a second. And then over here, there's gonna be the hoppers, and here's going to be the pistons. We're gonna set these up first right now. So there are 3 sticky pistons pointing upwards. And wait a second. I'm 1 too low. Yes, I am 1 too low. I need to go 1 higher. I only set it up 3 times so far, right? So how dare I not remember this? It's kind of crazy. I should remember this now. So let's go 1, 2. And you know what? While we are here, it makes it a lot easier. So this one gets extended up. So the piston is going to be right there. So let's put something against the back here. And we can put the sticky piston here. We don't need these or these. And I also put one above right there. I've been putting a glowstone just so it's a little brighter down here. I like that better. Okay, so against this here, we are gonna have our... Oh, and then also, gotta remove this glass. And here, we're gonna put our... Let me just get rid of these real quick so I can move to the left and to the right. This is where the slime blocks are. On top of this, we're gonna put 3 stone bricks. And now over here, you need to close it off, right? So you're gonna have to put 2 pieces of obsidian, 1 here and 1 there, so the slime blocks don't get stuck on it. But you still need it closed, right? Otherwise you are gonna have items just pop out. And on top of these, we're gonna put 3 hoppers, just pointing downwards. I don't know exactly how I'm gonna do the items yet, but we'll figure that out. Okay, so I can get out here, slide around a bit, and then here we close this off, and then here I just have to put the 3 pieces of ice, and done. So by default, this ice is actually gonna be extended, so it's closed, so no items can pop out, right? Okay, now let me get down there without jumping about. Good. Let's get rid of this. And that is all the blocks you need to place. Yes. And the redstone is actually very easy, guys. It's... Well, I'm just going to show you. How about that? Right here, these 3 pistons we're going to power with repeaters. And we're going to run the redstone wire like this, coming from over here. Now, over here, guys, make sure you put another repeater, because this repeater is going to power this block. So if you put redstone dust here, it would make an endless loop, right? Because the block powers this one and back and back and back. So make sure you have another repeater here, all just on 1 tick. It's all no problem. And then over here, we'll just have another redstone dust. Here's a repeater going up to this piston right there, which pushes the slime block and those bricks. Now, this one right here, you need to make sure to have at least on 2 ticks. I'm setting mine to 3 ticks. Because if you don't have a repeater here, and even with 1 tick, sometimes this fires so fast, and Minecraft has this tick problem, I guess, that when a piston fires too fast, it pushes the blocks forward, but it retracts without them. Okay? So you want to make sure that it's pushed out and come back. Don't just go... Okay? Hope that makes sense. Like my sound effects? Alright, so how are we going to do the logic here? We're going to use Super Circuit Maker. And if you haven't used that before, don't worry about it. We're going to set up the whole thing together now, and it is very easy. And I hope that I can explain it properly. So, whoops. Oh man, misclicking here. So again, we're trying to have these constantly extended upwards, right? And then every 10 seconds, I want this to come down. Then we're firing a signal up here for these pistons to extend for a short time. And then they come back. And then we want these to extend back up again, okay? So, just gonna show you. Number 1, we're gonna have a timer right here. And this is called the Ender Pulsar right here. Simple recipe, and that's a timer. That's all it is. It pulses every certain amount of seconds. So with the screwdriver here, right click it. And by the way, you see ticks here, but when you hold down shift, it turns it all into seconds. So we're gonna set this up to 10 seconds. And then we're gonna have a redstone dust come from here. Now, you're not gonna see the redstone dust light up because I actually have not connected it to an output over here. I explain to you when we're done with that. So we're gonna come over here, and we're gonna come over here. Now, what do we want on the right-hand side? On the right-hand side, we want a lever right there, which is by default on. Okay? So now, in order for me to power this out, you actually need to tell this redstone right here, when you shift right-click it, it's making it another input. These lines, when they're blocked off, that means it's taking an input. And then you click it again, and you turn it to an output towards here. Now you see, our pistons are extended over here. It's closed off now. If mobs die, I have nothing explode. Okay, and we need to trigger this from both sides. From the front and the back, you can only make it an input and an output, but from the sides, I can trigger it, so I can make it flip. Okay? So we're going to come from first, every 10 seconds, automatically, it's going to flip this lever. Okay? I want it to turn off. The first thing that happens is for this to come back down. And then over here, we're going to need something, and over here, we're going to need something. So we're going to come right there and close it off. That is all the wiring we need for here. And now we're going to use 2 quartz resonators. Now, the quartz resonators are not... So the quartz resonators have 2 functions. Number 1, they do delay the signal that comes into them. They delay it before it comes back out. But the second thing they also do is they're resonating the signal that comes in. So if I send this one right here is set to a 1 second delay, and this one over here we're gonna set to a 2 second delay. Okay, so if I send a 3 second long signal into this one, it will delay it for 1 second, but then fire it for 3 seconds. And this one here, if I send a 3 second signal in, it will delay it by 2 seconds, but then stay on for 3 seconds. So the length of the signal that you send in here matters. In ours, it doesn't, because we're just sending this is like probably a 1 second, a 1 tick pulse, I'm guessing. Every 10 seconds, it's just gonna, it just flashes for a split second, right? There you saw it. So all we're using them for here is a delay. So again, this one retracts instantly. Then 1 second after that, I want to fire these pistons. And then 2 seconds after this pulse, I want to push these ones back up. Okay? So the thing we need to do here, the input is already set, but we need to set these two to the output. See that blocked line right there? And then we also need to set this one. But before I do that, because once I do that, everything here will start, I still need to set this one here to an output. Okay? If it's you guys see that little gray border around it, right? I think I need to break it in order for me to show you again. By default, it looks like this. You see the gray border, right? And by the way, here you just click on it and it's gone. That means it's not connecting. It's not an input or an output. It's just there, ready to be connected. And shift right click. Now you see it's an input. There's no more gray border over here, and now it's an output. So now once I make the connection over here, I'm just waiting for the first pulse to happen. There we go. So shift right click. Now in 10 seconds you're gonna see this flip, then this pulse, and then this pulse to flip it back. Let's see if we got it right. Done. That is all there is. A very simple circuit, and I really like this because if you think about it, we just put into one block space a hopper clock, a T flip-flop, and 2 repeater delays, all in one block space. So that's awesome. And with an just with the screwdriver anywhere, shift right click, and I'm hiding it, okay? Because these are actually known to cause a little bit of FPS drop if you have a lot of them around and so on. So if anybody wants to see, hey, what did he do here? You just take a screwdriver, shift right click anywhere, and you see it, and shift right click and you hide it. That's it. So now we got all this done, and you guys see it works. Now I want to test something, because some of you guys that have experience with this might already be asking that question. They're all desynced right now because I set them all at different times, right? But I want all 4 of these to shoot the stuff at the same time into the middle. Now I still need to do one thing here real quick. I don't think you need it. You could leave the ice channel here the way it is, because if items get shot straight forward, they should not fall off the edge. But I just feel better if I still put a little bit of an edge around here, so nothing can fall down onto the sides, okay? And nothing, of course, can spawn on glass. And on this, we still need to cover up some of the stuff over here later, so we cannot have too many zombie pigments spawn there. But my thinking here is that all of these 4 should be synced if I unload these chunks and load them again. I don't think that this is remembers where the state was. So what I'm gonna do here real quick, once I got this once I got this channel done here, the border, I'm gonna log out, wait a minute, and then log back in, and then we'll see if these all 4 are synchronized. So they are not synchronized. You guys see this just triggered, but this one over there hasn't yet. And it's probably gonna, there you go. So even with unloading the chunks and loading them back in, they're still not synced, but we can fix that as well. It's just gonna take a little bit more redstone. And I'm gonna show you guys what I'm going to do over here. So I'm gonna take this the pulsar right here away, and I'm gonna break this one redstone dust. I'm gonna move this in 1. Okay, so it's not directly at the edge. And we're gonna set this again to 10 seconds, because you can trigger these and disable them via a redstone signal. So I'm just gonna have to set this as an input, and I'm gonna set well, yeah, it is an input, and then set this again. So now it will still work okay? Just like it did before. All I did is move it in one, see? But now what I can do here is I can run a redstone signal to, let's say, wherever we're gonna go, and I can put a lever right there and trigger it. Now you see it's giving this a redstone signal and then actually makes it stop. So this will not trigger in 10 seconds now, okay? So that's how we're gonna fix this on all 4 sides. And I am simply going to, well, for right now it doesn't matter if they're still running every 10 seconds, but I'm going to run all 4 of them together in the middle right here. Oh god. I hate when that happens. Because then, oh, actually, you know what? I could just get up here. Of course, let's go. Well, right there. Bam, I'm up there. Good. The only thing is we're gonna run this redstone signal along here. You see over there, I'm already kind of thinking of what I want to do. And we're gonna bring them all 4 in the middle together to one lever. But in order to get by here, I'm gonna have to use, I could either come out one further, but I don't care. Repeaters are not expensive to make. All we gotta do is have a repeater right here and have a repeater right there. So this is an independent circuit right here. It will not get triggered by anything from over there. You guys see that, right? Just on one tick. Oops, I'm sorry. I'm totally doing it the wrong way. We need to go this way. That would have been funny if I set them all up. So the signal is gonna come from over here, and then it will disable all 4 of these clocks on all 4 sides. Hi guys, so everything is set up. Everything is there, and it is working now after a long time, many hours of trial and error. Even though I was watched that tutorial on this gold farm, it does not work out that way for me. I'm not sure why. Maybe it's because we're in a multiplayer server or whatever. And I'm also using modded parts, but I want to show you guys the things. You guys remember that we couldn't get these synchronized here, right? So what I actually then did is, and I don't know why I didn't think of this before, everything needs to come off one timer, okay? I can't have a 10-second timer on these 4 out there, and then like every second after that, this one fires, and then this one, and then this one, and so on. So everything comes from one clock in the middle, and I just want to show you guys what I did back here. First of all, I just put some chests underneath here. I'm not gonna worry about the item collection central and so on today, but I took out the, right here, I just put the glass over it so I can show you. Over here we had that ender pulsar. So I took that out, and it's just coming straight into here. The rest is still the same. Flip the lever, 1 second later fire this, 2 seconds after the beginning, bring the ice back up. Okay, so that is what I did over here. And now let me go back into the middle. And from the middle, we come in right here. It's all very compact now, so it was quite hard. Right here is the redstone trail that goes back to there now, instead of having the pulse. And the pulse is coming from right here. It's disconnected right now because I don't want it to run until I'm done explaining it. So, right here is the 10-second pulse. Every 10 seconds, the areas back here are getting triggered. And then also these pistons right here to extend the slime blocks up, to catapult the XP upwards, right? And how it works is I have 2 torch towers. There's both sides are mirrored. These 2 are mirrored to these 2, right? And how it works is, yeah, let me come up here. It's easier, and let me step over there. Okay, so the obsidian right here is just so when the slime blocks go up, you know, they cannot connect to anything. So the XP gets shot back here, sits here, and then gets fired up into the air. Okay, and then shortly after it gets up here, this piston pushes the slime blocks over together with that piston, and then it catapults it up one more, and then a second time up here, the same thing. So XP goes up, slows down, up, slows down, up, and then it gets to us up there standing on the AFK spot. And I have 2 torch towers, one right here and one right there, that are hooked up down here to this redstone. And now let me go up here so I can show you that, because that is actually something I took from Snow Crash's design, because it works really well. I did not see any reason to change that at all. Let me come right there. Oh, it's so hard to get over there. Oh, man. Because I took down all the spokes and the dirt and so on because I needed this to be free. So I can actually see the XP coming. So let me get over there. All right, we're here. So the torch tower right here comes. You see this torch is unpowered. Just like every second one, right? So right here. But once this gets powered, it powers this redstone. And powers this redstone as well as these repeaters. And these repeaters, both of them are on 3 ticks. So they stay on a little longer, right? Or actually, yeah. So it fires this piston here, which pushes the 3 slime blocks that way together with the piston because it's stuck on that, right? And because this redstone is on as well, it powers this piston, which then pushes it up. So it goes out and then up and then down and back in. So that's how this works. And then the torch tower goes up here. And I had a little bit of shenanigans right here. Because between these slime blocks and there's 10 air spaces up, and then the 11th one is the slime box. 10 air spaces, the 11th one the slime blocks. That's apparently as high as these XP orbs can fly. Oops, I got a little chittering going on here because I'm standing on the slime blocks. And big, so it's an 11 distance here, right, to the next redstone torch. So in order to delay this again, I needed to add another redstone circuit here. Let me show you that one. And all that is, it gets the signal, and then it just delays it by 15 ticks. Right there, okay? And that works out to be the perfect timing. So these balls, when they get shot up here, it takes 15 ticks, so a little bit less than a second for the balls to come here. If I set this to 1 second, they're already on the way back down, and then this one extends out that way, and then all these XP balls gets catapulted sideways instead of up. Okay, so that's why, and then the redstone comes back up here to up there, and this setup right here with the pistons is exactly the same as this one here. So let me just get this dirt out of here. Oh, not all of it. There we go. All right, so, and then of course down here, once this pulses, I have it set up here as well. After 15 ticks, this torch tower gets triggered, right? And I had to fiddle around with this as well. With just that star setup, like from Snow Crash up here, it didn't work for me. And I'm gonna say that's probably has something to do with tick delay. Even though our tick is 20 TPS, we're doing good on that. It's still multiplayer, you just get lag spikes, okay? So how this works is after 15 ticks, I'm flipping the lever over here, okay? I can show you that manually. And you guys see, it's extended out and up. And then it's unpowered and it comes back down and in. I hope you guys were able to see it. So, and this clock right here is set to 1 second, 20 ticks. So after 15 ticks, this fires, and after 20 ticks, it turns it off again. So it stays on for 1 second. I needed that, otherwise a lot of these slime blocks and so on were stuck over here in the air because the piston fired too fast. I hope that makes sense. So now the problem I'm having is that it works, but not the way I wanted it. And that is something I'm going to have to think of, and maybe you guys can give me some ideas in your comments, and I'm going to show you guys what happens, because it's going to be easier to explain. So let's give this a shot. I think still somebody in the nether, so we won't have that many, but it is fine. And I'm gonna just look down right here so we can do them. You guys see they're all dying nicely. Everything works there. And very soon, and I totally forgot, like a knucklehead, to turn on the pulse. We still need to do that. How you doing, sir? May I please? I'm just waiting for this to pulse real quick. Alright, so now I can set this up. Hey, move. Get out of here. Alright, now let's go back upstairs. Now, of course, I'm gonna have a little bad testing due to the XP that was already collected down there, but maybe we get lucky. And we should see some XP. There it flies already. Okay. So now check it out. What happened is, you guys see there's XP laying down. But focus on this area right here. You can see them coming up and up. And they're supposed to come over to me and stick with me. Okay? So I am not sure why that doesn't work like it's supposed to. You see them? They're just falling right back down. So I wanted to test here if maybe if I am making a little bit of a platform like this, and if that will fix it. Meaning we are going to stand here in the middle. So let's give this a second. You know what might have been better? If I use glass so you can still look down. Let's do that. Because I want to see if there's still XP falling away from me. And of course the ladder here is not going to be very helpful. Ooh, that might actually help it a lot. So let's look down here. You guys see there's tons of XP just laying around right now because the farm is very efficient. And now are you gonna... Oh, do we still have some flying around? I don't understand. Oh my god, this guy's gonna get catapulted. No, there he goes. Yeah, I still need to put a bunch of slabs and everything to make this spawn proof. But yeah, guys, that is it for today. The mob farm is working. But I don't know why the XP doesn't stay up here. If you guys have ever seen these farms in action, it's supposed to be just getting sucked to me and then fly around my head, right? And it doesn't seem to happen. And it's kind of frustrating because it took me a very, very long time to build this. You see, it's like it's overshoot. It came in from that side and overshot me. Maybe? Let's try one more thing, guys. Let's try one more thing. Let's take this glass out again. And I am going to go a little bit higher. Alright, just dirt. I don't care. Let's go up 2 blocks. They're still falling down. Let's go up 3 blocks. Still falling down. Let's go one more. I kind of want to see how high I can shoot them. And you see the farm is quite efficient because they still keep coming. They don't... Oh, is that it? Guys, I think we got it. Let's give it a few more tries. Look at all the XP down there. Guys, that's it! Oh my god, it's working! Okay, let's give this another try here. I put a carpet on top of this 4th block. And you guys see there is no XP laying around anywhere. And there's just a few pigmen right there, which is annoying, but that's my own fault. I still gotta clean this up. So, let's see. And we're gonna go into F5 because I want to see if all of this XP comes to me or not. And there they get shot forward. And now the next cycle, so in 10 seconds, that first XP is going to get fired up. And I should probably change that. It works! None of the XP is falling down. Oh, baby. So that means this is an AFK XP farm now. As long as nobody else is in the nether. As soon as people are entering the nether, it messes up the spawn cycle of these zombie pigmen. Because, you know, their chunks and so on are being loaded. Or I should say they're getting loaded downstairs. I have these chunks loaded. I apologize. What I mean is that if anything down in the actual nether gets spawned, it doesn't despawn. But this is it, guys. And it is really crazy how fast. According to the description of the mob farm, you make 30 levels in 58 seconds. Which I can totally see happening. I mean, look at this. It's going, and I'm at 67 already, so that means that the XP is much more to fill a level, and I'm going up. This is bananas. There's a couple of stragglers laying on the ice, and I am not sure why that is happening. Let's see if we can maybe see it. I don't know why some of the XP is laying in the ice channels or not, but I also wanted to check real quick. It's not really a good, but I'm gonna say this hasn't been running for more than like 5 minutes, right? Altogether in my tests. So what I would like to do is go down here and check out how much items are in here. So tons. So there's over a stack of ingots and 2. There is... that's a lot of gold, guys. That is a lot of gold. So right here on one side, about 6 stacks of nuggets plus 10 ingots or whatever. And I'm gonna say all the way around the same way. But that is it for today, guys. Very long episode, but I really wanted to get the majority of this farm done today in this episode. And we are going to revisit this. This guy just fell down from up there. It's possible that some of them are falling down from other places, like on this tower, and they are dying in here. I don't know. But anyways, we're gonna keep upgrading this farm throughout the different eras with other, like in the magic mod, we're gonna be able to add other things like a different kill chamber, and we're gonna get also different ways of transporting XP eventually, and so on and so on. But that is it for today. Hope you enjoyed the episode, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Take care, stay safe, and bye-bye.